Ladies and gentlemen, so without further ado, let's start food transparency, safety and security. We are, of course, delighted to have a team of experts on our jury panel in this track, and I kindly ask our jury members to introduce themselves before they ask questions. So let me remind the rules of the competition. Each contestant will have exactly 3 minutes for the presentation. After the time is finished, we will switch off the presentation, and then we will have additional 2 minutes for the jury to ask questions. Okay, so let's start with the first contestant. Please welcome Peter Horsten, Chief Growth Officer, AgUnity. Big applause and the entrance. Hello. Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, so remote for the presentation. I wish you best of luck.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Hopefully you enjoyed your coffee this morning, or maybe a chocolate, tea, or you will enjoy the food after this presentation, because probably you're more looking forward to that. The sad reality is that roughly 500 million smallholder farmers on this globe do not enjoy it that much that you enjoy their coffee or their food. And that's really a sad reality. That needs to be solved, but not in a traditional way, not by bringing aid because it doesn't work. We really need to change things at the bottom, and that's why we are there, to really try to empower the next generation of farming in smallholder countries. But the current system is broken. We want healthy food, sustainable food. There should be no chemical fertilizer, no pesticides, but we don't want to pay for it. That's another sad reality. And even worse, we are also putting a lot of barriers to trade by coming up with new legislation, for example, to prevent deforestation. And I'm not saying these legislations are wrong. I think they are right and they are supported by everyone, but they have some unintended side effects. Trade has stopped. We are no longer buying from smallholder value chains because it's too risky. We are afraid of the fines. So what will happen if they cannot trade? That will lead to a lot of potential instability. And we think we can change that by digitizing these smallholder value chains. That's not an easy job. That's not what I'm saying. But with accessible technology for a fair price, it should be possible to generate a lot more information and make information flow across the value chain, including new knowledge that they might not be aware of that might result in more sustainable farming. And once we have connected everybody in this smallholder field, think about that business capability, that business potential. It's an untapped market of over 1 billion people that you can then reach as the next eBay of agricultural smallholder sectors. To do so, we have already a lot of strategic partnerships in country with NGOs. Like here, we are educating people in the field. And we have already rolled out our solution, including the implementations for partners across the globe. One of our flagship projects is with the Coffee Farmers Cooperative Union in Ethiopia, digitizing 600,000 farmer records. We have a wonderful team, a revenue model that's being developed, but which is especially based on the future earnings thanks to this connected network. If you want to invest in this big potential, be welcome. And together, I think we can then empower the next generation of sustainable agriculture. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Markus. Thank you. Okay, are there any questions you would like to ask? Okay, here on the left will be first one.
Yeah, hello, Peter Kruger, AgriFood Tech Italia. The question is, I didn't really understand your business model. I mean, who's paying and why and what?
Yeah, at the moment, we offer our solution for free to the farmers. And we are talking with financial partners, like banks, who have something like, hey, you make anonymous people all of a sudden known, which makes that they can access them for loans and insurance policies. which at the same time also secure investments we are doing with those smallholder farmers. So for example, financial institutes are really interested. At the same time, also buyers of commodities who want to have this sustainability data and who want to be sure that their supply chain is sustainable are willing to pay a small additional premium to have this guaranteed. So we don't want to take the money from the farmers.
Do we have more questions? Markus? Oh, I believe everything is clear. Thank you, Markus, very much for your presentation. First contestant was Markus, and now it's a time for the second contestant. I can see he's ready. Please give a warm welcome. Also Markus, but Linder, CEO and co-founder, and inoqo. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry, it's my mistake. Yes. Markus, I'm so sorry. Markus Lebesmühlbacher. Oh my God, tongue twisting, sorry. I hope I was quite okay with that. Sorry, Markus, for this mistake. It's for good luck.
Thanks.
Let's change it like this. 3 minutes starts now.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Markus, as everyone knows now. Lebesmühlbacher, which no one needs to remember. And I'm co-founder and CEO of Holloid. We provide big data on small things for breakthrough bioprocess control for industries across food, beverages, pharma, renewable energy materials, environmental monitoring, etc. We do this in AI enabling automated 24/7 real-time monitoring of microbes. What for? For four global megatrends, some of the world's largest industries, including, as mentioned, renewable energy, healthy aging, making sure we have better tools against the next pandemic, good food, good for the people, good for the planet, more about that later, and environmental monitoring to make sure the planet is just as healthy as we should be. And all of these areas, megatrends, are connected to microbes and understanding what microbes do. And that's where the big problem currently is that we do not really understand what happens with microbes when just looking at the fermenter-based industries, as many of the participants are here today are looking for alternative proteins, etc., that are produced using microbes. But to do this, to have all these benefits of these new processes, we need to understand what they're doing. And currently, this is only possible to a very limited extent. It's like driving a car in the dark with no lights. It goes wrong quite often, which leads to big losses in terms of costs, quality, even human lives, and we're losing the race against climate change and environmental destruction. This is what we help solving by providing tiny boxes as small as a shoebox, creating high throughput data that is then processed with our unique methods protected by 3 global patent families using AI on the cloud. And what we sell to the customers is software analytics as a service to provide actionable insights directly to the production floor in real time to manage those fermentation processes. We have paying customers across Europe, confirming our pricing model and value proposition. Our team includes several scientists, including the inventors of the technology, who don't think about anything else than holographic microscopy all day for 15 years, leading researchers in the field. Other co-founders with experience in leading microscopy development in startups and commercializing it. You see our impact is being an enabling technology across some of the world's largest industries, covering food, pharma, etc., covering about half the world economy and half of the world's economy's ecological footprint. We are yet 100% founder-owned, received more than $1 million in grant money, and are looking to raise 3 million euros in VC money by the end of the year. Time's over. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Markus. And now we have time for questions. So let's start.
Hi, Markus. Thank you. Question. There are lots of companies currently that kind of promise real-time detection of pathogens in food and so on. What's your key differentiator?
I try to summarize it with the keyword automated, integrated, high throughput, real-time, and it comes down to very scientific details, is how we are able to see things. This is not the AI, but it's how we generate free data on large volumes very fast. What the benefit is? Well, if you want to protect people's lives by making sure there are no pathogens, the only way to do this is screen large volumes and making sure there are none. And doing this fast. So if you need to wait a week for salmon production, salmon will be bad anyway. If you're bottling swimming pools full of mineral water every day, you don't want to store them for 3 days. So their speed and throughput is critical. Question answered? Yeah?
Hi, can you give us a sense of your commercial traction to date, and what is your go-to-market kind of sales process like? Like, who do you sell into at a customer?
So we have about 5-digit sales volume now, to give you an order of magnitude. We do direct sales to those customers, big corporates in food and pharma.
How long is the typical sales cycle?
Much of via our network, which is pretty good. We've been through a number of networks and incubators, and increasingly some kind of cold outreach.
No, but like how many, like starting initial conversation with a customer to like when they sign, is it weeks, months, years?
Rather months, yeah.
Okay.
Half a year.
Okay, thank you very much for the presentation. We have like 15 seconds. So.
Any last question?
Yeah,
okay.
We tested it, it doesn't work. They finish question and there is no time for answering. Thank you very much. Markus Lebesmühlbacher was the second contestant. First was Peter. Now it's time for a second Markus that I already introduced to you. Markus Linder, CEO and co-founder inoqo. Hello. Hi, Markus. Good luck.
Hello, everyone. Very excited to be here, and thanks for joining us. My name is Markus Linder. I'm co-founder and CEO of inoqo. inoqo is a software-as-a-service platform that enables grocery retailers and food and beverage brands to assess the impact of their thousands of food and beverage products on climate, as well as other impact dimensions. Our grocery retail customers have one huge challenge. 93% of their emissions come from Scope 3. It's all about the products at the shelf that you and I purchase each and every day. And we believe if there was one simple solution to cut the grocery sector's environmental product, every retailer would be using it already. And as soon as the retailers use that solution, all their food and beverage brands will want to use the same product as well. What we build with inoqo is a SaaS platform that enables grocery retailers to assess their thousands of food and beverage products, private label brand products, as well as A-brand products on impact dimensions such as climate, but also other important dimensions like animal welfare, biodiversity. We enable them to report the progress they are making on their Scope 3 emissions. We enable them to communicate the impact to consumers through labels, through their apps, and thereby supporting us in step-by-step transitioning towards a more sustainable diet. We enable them to engage with consumers through nudging, content, gamification, and inoqo Optimize is the platform that brands and retailers use to really reduce the impact of their products. How does it work? We get the public data about the thousands of food products the retailers have available today. We can re-engineer the composition of the product and then model the based on an automated life cycle assessment approach, the impact of these processes, taking the whole value chain into account. And we have a very strong incentive built in that incentivizes brands to provide more and more primary data over time, which means that our results get more and more accurate over time, and we can then basically as an output create the reporting value, but also consumer communication labels, for example. We go to market through direct sales. We have established a European Sustainable Food Coalition, which gives us a lot of trust. We work with greenhouse accounting platforms. We partner with them. They bring us leads. And our sales channels towards the brands are our grocery retail customers. We're already generating six-figure ACVs with leading grocery retailers. Albert Heijn, the largest grocery retailer in the Netherlands, went live with us 4 weeks ago. Migros just shared how they're using us. And we're a very experienced team. I founded Suvu before, international startup, has raised 200 million in venture capital, have raised money from cool angels, and would love to talk to you about cooperating with us in that space.
Thank you, Markus. Thank you very much. Big applause, of course. Great presentation.
I might need backup slides. I don't know.
Okay. So let's start Q&A round. Yeah, we have. Thank you.
How many retailers have actually, published net zero or emissions reductions goals? And if they have or haven't published, if they haven't published them, what's the driving force for someone to sign up with your service?
There is globally dozens, if not hundreds, probably more dozens of retailers who have signed up to SBTi, Science Based Targets Initiative. And the key drivers are their investors. So there is green bonds, so they need to basically prove that they make progress on their environmental goals. The drivers are employees who want to work for an organization that's part of the solution, not part of the problem. It's also like the governments. So CSRD in the European Union forces them to disclose the progress they're making. There's a lot of drivers that force them to really understand how they're reducing their Scope 3 emissions step by step.
Thanks.
I would like to know, how do you measure animal welfare?
Very good question. So basically, this takes public labels, like, for example, the local animal welfare standards from Poland versus EU organic standard versus B2B standard. So we look at certifications that are already available in the market and map it onto like a range of, from dark green to dark red. That kind of makes transparent how animals are basically treated in the process.
And do you also include ethical labels like halal, kosher, vegan?
Vegan, yes. Vegan is taken into account. Halal, kosher might be taken into account as a background info to consumers. We have so-called impact insights, where we educate consumers about the benefits and what's not so good yet about a product. At least vegan is definitely taken into account when assessing the impact.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Markus, for your presentation. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Big applause, of course, for Markus, and also big applause for our last speaker in this track. Please welcome Alessandro, Chelli, CEO and co-founder at Trusty. Hi, Alessandro.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
3 minutes.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'm Alessandro Chelli.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Cocoa and coffee are one of the most unsustainable supply chain. We heard about that because deforestation, price that goes high, child labor, forced labor, and so on are creating issue for industrial buyer in their supply chain. Starting from this year, the problem is huge because also we start audit from certification authority and authority because new regulations are coming in that we want to control that the supply chain is real, sustainable, ethical, and so on. In the cocoa and coffee supply chain are long supply chain, so there are a problem linked to a lot of intermediaries that share the data and so on. So there is a new opportunity to create a link between industrial buyer to the farmer in order to improve quality of the product, improve transparency, and so on. We do that through our proprietary platform that use blockchain technology to timestamp all the data that are collected on the ground. We are helped through a certification authority and NGOs in the origin country to validate also those data, and we use artificial intelligence to accelerate the data collection, data import, and so on. For supplier, we have created a process that makes an onboarding very fast, a due diligence, and the scoring for farmers. We give them market access through our marketplace, so we give the possibility to sell their product in European countries, and also we are working to make financing possibility for harvest campaign. For buyers, industrial buyers that are our customers, we provide verified supplier, we provide industrial traceability, and also commodity that are compliant with the European regulation. We are one of the leading company in Italy for traceability since 2018. We have a lot of cocoa farmers, over 20,000 farmers, over 150 cooperatives that use our platform in 7 countries. Our business model is based on our revenue model is based on a transaction fee that is paid by the buyer on a final price for cocoa traced or sold through our marketplace. The market is huge. Cocoa and coffee are very huge commodities worldwide. We are focused on organic cocoa and coffee imported in Europe and premium quality cocoa and coffee. We stand out from the competition because we have the platform used by the industry, so to trace and get transparency in their supply chain, but while empowering farmers through direct link with the buyers. The teams have a lot of experience on digital technology, cooperation, supply chain, and we have an advisory board in equity that comes from CEO of Mondelez Italia, Boston Consulting Group, and so on. We are searching 2 million now because we want to accelerate our business model, our go-to-market strategy, in order to reach more revenue and stand out of the competition.
Thank you, Alessandro. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, so do we have any questions for Alessandro? Or everything was clear? Yeah, I believe everything was clear. Thank you very much, Alessandro. Oh, we have one. Okay.
Alessandro, Peter Kruger, Agri-Food Tech Italia. So the question is, there are several platforms that are kind of tracing, and also especially in the space of coffee. You gave us competition analysis. Can you explore a little bit more in terms of what really differentiates you compared to other players?
Yes. The really difference between us and the competitors is created through the marketplace, because we doesn't provide only traceability platform to trace and create transparency in the supply chain, but we provide also a marketplace for farmers and cooperatives to sell directly to buyers. In this way, we can not only create more revenue because we pass from software as a service to transaction fee business model, but also we can help these farmers and cooperatives to comply with the new regulation and open new markets.
Okay. Thank you, Alessandro, very much for presentation and for answering questions. Big applause for Alessandro, our last speaker in this track.